what do you feel like is the biggest difference between like your $300,000 contract versus your $2.6 million contract?
There is no difference. And that's why I keep elevating. Like, that's why I even told my team earlier this year, hey, we're a company that this year we get a lot of like $1 to $2 to $3 to $4 million projects.
Yeah.
We got to stop doing that because those are tripping us up from going after the $10 to the $20 million projects.
Yeah.
I called my shot at the beginning of the year on a team call. We have them every day. 9:30. I called it. I said it, right? Just over the last month, we landed a $10 million job. We landed a $9 million job.
Okay.
So it's like, they're all the same.
Yeah.
You get a $25,000 job. If you get a $3 million job, you still got to do a kickoff meeting. You still got to do submittals. You still got to have your meetings with the government. You still got to submit RFIs and there's problems in the field. You still got to do all that stuff. You still got to submit your invoice. So why would I do it on a $25,000 job? I'm thinking the same actions. Why? Let me just do it on a $3 million. Let me just do it on a $10 million. Let me just do it on a $20 million. Just now all of a sudden I get the results and then the impact that I want to really have in the world. Now all of a sudden I have the resources to do that.
For sure. Yeah. Did you specifically like target those higher contracts in the millions, or was more so you found the contract and was like, I just want to work on this?
So like now we target them, but in the beginning, we had to be strategic because construction requires bonding, right? And bonding is kind of like going to buy a house, right? Like if you got good credit, you can get bonding, but if you have good credit and money, you can get more bonding, right? Exactly. So for me, it was in the beginning, we did that $500,000 job, right? Like, okay, that was great, but there was no team at that point. It was just me. I was doing the estimating. I was doing the project management. The one thing that I did do is I did hire a superintendent, but he was not a full-time employee. Okay. He still represented us, and he was like a 1099 person. So he knew after the project, like, I can't guarantee you, like, hey, we're going to the next one. Right. We now put in a thing where we now roll with all our superintendents. We look to keep the ball rolling with the next one. But then I didn't, right? So all of the, like, we went and did that $500,000 job. We made $150,000. That fell right to the bottom line, which then gave me the ability to now go after that $2.6 million job and get the bonding. So it doesn't just, I'm not just saying, like, I'm going to go after $100 million project, because there are some constraints, and bonding is a constraint, right? For sure. And even for us today, like, we can't go after $100 million project, right? Can we get $10 and $20 million jobs now? For sure. Yes, because what bonding usually looks for is, like, they take your biggest job and they multiply it by 2 to 3. So if you've done a $10 million job, they'll stretch you to 2 to 2x that or 3x that, so 20 to 30 million. But they're not going to just all of a sudden, I'm giving you a bond for 100.
That's true.
If they come after, if you fail and they now all of a sudden the government can come after that bond for it. So.
Definitely. It's funny that you bring up the bonding thing, because that was one of my first hiccups when I got into government contracting. So in the beginning, again, I was just bidding based on what I seen. It was like, okay, I think I could find somebody to do this. Ended up winning this contract, and like I said, it's the beginning, so I don't know what I don't know, and ended up bidding on this contract and winning it. And they're like, congratulations, you won the contract. Please essentially send your bid bond within the next 10 days, the payment and performance bond. Yeah. And I'm like, bid bond? What is that? Like, well, how do I even get that? So I had to like scramble for like, I want to say at least like 3 or 4 days, just like trying to do research, find where I can get bonding and things like that. And I'm low-key glad I made that mistake, because I think if I knew about bonding beforehand, I probably would have just been like, I'm not going to work on those type of contracts. But being in that position where it forced me to essentially like find bonding and things like that, now I'm like, okay, well, now I know how to get bid bonds. I just work on, projects. If they do require it, I know, where to go to get them. But I do think that in my experience, I've seen other individuals and companies avoid the contracts that require bid bonds, either because lack of education or they just feel like it's too much work.
Right.
So,
yeah. And that's fine. That's great, because then it leaves them for us, right?
For sure. Definitely.